I'm Alan Weiss, and this is the writing on the wall. Welcome to Writing on the Wall. This is episode number 96. I call this Symbolism. We live in a world of symbolism. TSA is a great example of symbolism. They're supposed to be checking for weapons and bombs and explosives. The real danger in airports, though, are the people driving the food trucks and the baggage trucks and things like that. The other day I was in Logan Airport for Virgin America, and we had a partial pre-check. You know, pre-check's supposed to speed you through. We had a partial pre-check, so I could leave my shoes on, had to check my toiletries out, take my toiletries out. I guess they were checking for partial bombs. I don't know. But it's largely symbolic. Makes people feel better. The standing ovation is now symbolic. Standing ovations used to be rare. They were given at the end of great theatrical performances, sometimes marvelous operas or ballets. Sometimes an aria would get a particular standing ovation. Now people jump on their feet for all kinds of crap. Every professional speaker wants a standing ovation. Every kind of Broadway and regional theater gets a standing ovation. That's become de rigueur. It's symbolic. It doesn't really reflect the art or the quality you just saw. People wash their hands in restrooms symbolically if they feel somebody's watching them. Universities have actually done tests. And if there's somebody else in the restroom, people will put their hands under the water and dry it. They don't wash their hands very carefully. I can only speak for the men's room, but I assume it's not too different on the other side. And when nobody's watching at all, people often just walk out. You know, there was an old line once, I heard a guy say, "You didn't wash your hands, what's wrong with you?" He said, "Well, I went to Princeton and they taught me not to pee on my hands." Who knows? Anyway, it's become largely symbolic. At any kind of sporting event, the national anthem has become symbolic. When you get to the line, you know, the land of the free, and the singer's supposed to hit the high note, everybody roars and screams and roars and screams. It's a symbolic act. Now, I actually saw a key championship game played inside a dome, you know, and jets flew over the top of the dome. Now, come on, nobody can see the jets. It's a dome, but the jets flew over, strictly symbolic. We have modern totems, modern symbolism, tattoos, piercings, crooked caps. I love people who wear their caps backwards and then shield their eyes from the sun. I mean, if you don't know how to use a cap at this age, what about it? There are heels that women can't walk in. I was doing a speech at the Hilton at LAX, and watching women come out of a meeting next to mine in staggeringly high heels, and they walked about maybe 30 yards from the meeting to the front door, took their heels off, put them in a pocketbook, and put on sneakers or flat shoes. So the heels were symbolic. They were just to sit in the meeting, not really for transportation. You know, there's nobody as uniform, nobody as conventional as the conventionally unconventional. They're the people who adhere the most to group norms. We have reality TV today that's scripted. The reality is symbolic. It's not real. They do take after take. They tell people what to say. They tell them what to do, how to fight. We have rote, R-O-T-E, rote, airline safety demonstrations. Nobody's paying attention, but they have to go through them because of the law. Now, airlines are trying to make them more interesting. They're using cartoons. I understand Air New Zealand even is using nude people in them. I don't know if that's true. I heard that, but I am booking a flight on Air New Zealand just to see. Flight attendants protecting the cabin, the captain in the cabin when he goes to the restroom. I'm in a 737 and the captain comes out and he has to go to the restroom, so the flight attendant stands in front of it. I didn't notice, and I went up there and I said to her, I just wanted to, she said, "Oh no, I'm sorry, you have to take your seat, you can't wait." She says, "I'm instructed actually if you come any closer to go at you." Now, she was about 5'2" and maybe 105, so I don't know what she'd do with me, a moderate-sized human, and certainly with a terrorist, I have no idea what she'd do. But this is symbolic. Protecting the captain with a food cart, folks, is symbolic. Speed limits on the highway are symbolic. 60 miles an hour, really? When you see someone doing 60, you complain about them. They're the only people around actually observing the law. Speed limits are symbolic. They're meant for you not to go crazy. My question to you today is this: are you leading a real life or a symbolic one? Are you engaged in symbolism or reality? Is your marketing symbolic or real? Are you approaching prospects and dealing with clients not through symbols, not through 360 assessments and things that are simply done off the shelf because they're always done? Symbolism. Or are you doing things because they really matter and make a difference? That's what you should be thinking about. You know, Bentley here, believe me, he is not symbolic protection.